We have a really long day ahead of us, packed with a ton of content. We have a lot to cover. To save time, you have programs. They include bios of all the speakers so that we don't have to go through long introductions. And I'm going to start by not telling you what I do. You can look it up if you want, okay? So we have two worlds that seem really far apart. We have blockchain technology, which is like the tip of the tech pyramid. And most of us think of that and think about money, or virtual money, and making money, and a lot of money. And then we have businesses with social purpose and development, and half of us still think that sounds like charity, though it's more. But we're going to learn how these two worlds are going to meet together. And when you combine the startup nation with the solution nation, which is someone, David Waintic described that as the Israeli companies helping to tackle the world's greatest challenges, you get the leading trend-setting tech entrepreneurs together with social impact drivers. Let's match them to work through the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Those we refer to as the SDGs, and you're going to hear a lot about them today. Now, for some of them, some of you know them very well. There's 17 sort of banner goals set back in 2015 by the UN to help alleviate the world's biggest problems, to get equality and sustainability in the world, to eliminate poverty and hunger, to have better healthcare, education, climate actions, and others. And the social development goals are kind of like our currency. I just talked about goals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 13. See, we have our own currency too. But what are our goals for today? Okay, so some conferences are, I call them nice to haves. They're kind of fun. You come, you meet some friends, you do some networking, maybe you learn a little bit, you get some free food. They're nice, they're great. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're talking about impact. Our goal is to concretely open up secrets of blockchain to social development plans. At the same time, we hope that the blockchain wizards and pioneers in the room will be bitten by some of the bug that's gotten so many of us that try to help find solutions to the world's biggest challenges. We want to open their minds too, so they'll harness some of their energy and tremendous talent into projects that they may hear about today. We want them to use their currencies sort of in the world of our currencies. And finally, I really want to thank all of our speakers. These are huge names in their industry, in Israel, in Africa, in Europe, and wherever the decentralized blockchain takes us, for answering the call to think about using blockchain technology's potential to address the globe's most pressing problems. So, who else to guide us today in such a first but Omri Barak, who is Channel 12's Senior Technology Correspondent. Omri, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Janet. Thank you very much for joining us today. First of all, I would like to thank Herzog Fox Neiman for hosting us today and for their generous hospitality. We would like to start with a few greetings. So first of all, Mr. Alon Be'er, Director of the Society for International Development, Seed Israel, will officially open the 8th Dr. Yehuda Paz Annual International Development Day Conference, dedicated this year for blockchain global impact. And Dr. Ari Achiaz will talk afterwards, the Managing Director of the Hogeg Blockchain Research Institute at Tel Aviv University.
So dear friends and distinguished guests and partners, good morning and welcome to this unique conference, Blockchain for Global Impact. We at the Society for International Development, Seed Israel, are honored to hold our annual conference in collaboration with such a distinguished list of partners. Our annual conference is in the memory of the late Dr. Yehuda Paz, the founder of Seed Israel, a mentor and a professional authority for many of us who are engaged in international development and humanitarian aid. Ariel Dumi, our chairman, who worked closely with Yehuda, said in the past that Yehuda was keenly sensitive to the decline in Israel's contribution to international development. The need to change the position of Israel being far behind in any international index related to activity in emerging markets is what motivates us and drives us. We have gathered here today for a first of its kind conference that brings together the blockchain community and the international development community. As I assume most members of the blockchain community are not familiar with our work, let me take a few minutes of your time in order to tell you briefly who we are. Seed Israel is a non-profit organization that serves as an umbrella organization of over 145 Israeli civil society organizations, private companies, government agencies, and academic programs that actively work in the field of humanitarian aid and international development. Seed Israel mission is to encourage Israeli positive involvement and action in emerging markets. We operate in three main pillars, including policy change, capacity building, and public outreach, while creating opportunities for cross-sector collaborations and partnerships with leading parties in Israel. On how blockchain and global impact correlate, the speakers who will follow will answer by the end of the day. Period to that, I wanted to stand on an ongoing discourse between innovation, technology, and international development in general. The connection seems to make sense. The startup nation creates solutions for global challenges. But in practice, this rarely happens. Why? There are a few assumptions, at least my assumptions. Startups naturally want quick results, and operation in emerging markets takes time and requires a lot of patience. We, as Israelis and in general in the developing world, not always know how to correspond to real needs that arise from the ground. And even when innovative venture is already set up to deal with challenges in the developing field, the business model is not stable enough. This is the reason why over the years our approach is that innovation should be considered as relative. For those who don't have running water at home, connecting them to running water would be very innovative. And when I was first exposed to blockchain, and let's face it, even after a fair number of meetings and conversation on this subject, we still have a lot to learn, I realized that there is something new and different. A technological solution that can be used to meet a wide range of real needs and challenges on the ground. The main idea behind this conference is to be a meeting point of two communities, to reveal the world of international development and impact to the blockchain community and vice versa. We wish everyone a practical and fruitful discourse that hopefully will lead to practical cooperation between the two communities. I would like to thank our partners at Herzog Fox Neiman for hosting us today, to Ronnie and to the one and only Janet, that is a key partner for us, to Moshe Hogeg and all his team, to the Blockchain Technologies for SDGs Working Group and Singularity, and mainly to Dr. Inon Shenkar, who stands behind today's initiatives for making the dots and open all of us minds to blockchain and its enormous potential, to Hogeg Blockchain Research Institute at the Tel Aviv University, to the United Africa Blockchain Association, and to the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I also want to thank our distinguished guests who came from overseas to share with us their experience and inspiration. I would like to thank the Pierce Foundation who support us for years, and finally to the wonderful team of Seed that knows to operate as quick and efficiently as possible, and mainly to Maria, that without her we could not do what we are doing. And thank you for making the time to join us this morning. I wish us all a productive day. Thank you.
Dear distinguished guests, I'm extremely excited to be here today with you on this very important conference and to represent the Hogeg Blockchain Research Institute and the Scholar School of Management at Tel Aviv University. In the academic world, we have dealt for years with business. And business, we mainly dealt with the single bottom line, profit and financial value. This one-dimensional thinking has changed in the last several years. Over a decade ago, all our MBA students are required to take business ethics and learn about these wider goals. In addition, we see many students that are more interested in courses that focus on sustainability and society, okay? This younger generation, often referred to as millennials, are often regarded as selfish, lazy, shallow. We at Tel Aviv University find a very different picture from that, what I said currently. This generation care about themselves. This is exactly why they care about also their society and their environment, okay? And they truly understand the meaning of the triple bottom line way of doing business. They have a strong sense of personal accountability, and therefore they demand the same level of accountability from all the older generations. As Times Person of the Year, Greta Thunberg, said very recently, people are underestimating the force of angry kids. They're angry and frustrated. I truly believe that millennials have the power to change things, and we see it every day. In the Hogeg Blockchain Research Institute, we deal with many exciting things. We talk about new research in blockchain application. We do education for undergraduate and graduate students to teach them the value in blockchain. And we also collaborate with the industry and universities abroad to see how we can put them together and discuss the pressing issues. I, as a managing director, every day I come across with new and exciting technology and research, and new research. However, in order for blockchain to truly become a life-changing technology, it needs to address the most pressing issues in front of us, such as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I hope that some of these solutions will start here today at our conference. I want to thank the organizers, all the guests from abroad, and of course, all of you together for coming here today. Wish us all an interesting and productive day. Thank you.